Well, I feel we have a fertile, Fertile, we have a fertile topic of conversation this week. And it's really one of the most amazing spiritual principles that I didn't think of. I would love to take credit for this. Um, I'd like to take credit for everything, actually. But this is an idea that, it seems like all the best ideas, they drop into my head from out of left field. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful. I think in meditation, we condition our minds to become receptive to more and more levels of whatever truth is, because I do strongly believe in the principle that more will be revealed. So, briefly, as we start the topic this week, this all stemmed for me from a chapter from 100-year-old spiritual book by a favorite spiritual author of mine. And it's he took apart the Ten Commandments and looked at them from a very deep esoteric angle. And honestly, for myself, and this is just for me, the idea of Old Testament stuff, for the majority of my life was like I've always been like interested in the yoga and the Eastern spiritual traditions. But upon reading certain spiritual authors, I believe all scriptures, when properly deciphered and unpacked, have infinite truth. But anyway, he took a look at the Ten Commandments, which is like, really, don't steal. It's like, I kind of know that, even though I have stolen a few things before I cleaned up my life. But there's the one that says, honor your mother and your father. And it's like, duh, duh, D-U-H, duh. But he went on to explain it in a way that has changed my life for the rest of my life. And I think as dynamic a way as it could be changed. And he spoke, of course, it has the superficial meaning. Of course, we honor our elders and our mother and our father. That's simply good common sense. And it's prudent for us humans to do that. But the principle goes to the principle of creation itself. Creation itself. What does it take to create, to give birth to anything? It takes a mommy and a daddy, right? I don't think I need to elaborate on that a whole lot, but I'm sure you get the principle. There's this principle of organic polarity. It takes the feminine and the masculine to create, to manifest, to give birth to something new. And this is very true within our own consciousness itself. Within our own selves, we have a feminine and we have a masculine capacity or faculty. We might say that our masculine capacity, all of us, irrespective of gender, our masculine capacity is the thought, the judgment. We might call it the right side of our brain. And we all have the feminine capacity, which is the feeling, the intuitive nature. We might call that the left side of our brain. And we all have these capacities, and we use that to create new realities. So the reason this really kicked in, and we'll talk about it all week, but very briefly, it's the ability to put together feeling and thought that creates reality. Now, when you think about how many thoughts we think every single day, possibly thousands, tens of thousands of thoughts, imagine if every single thought we thought suddenly manifested. Life would be hysterical, if nothing else. I mean, think of the randomness of our thoughts. And yet we all say, well, our thoughts shape our reality. And this author made it very clear. It's the thoughts that we feel that shape reality. We think thousands of thoughts every day that are random, that have no feeling associated with them. It's the thoughts that we couple with feeling. It's the thinking that we impregnate with the emotion and energy that give birth to new realities. This is why every spiritual system counsels us so powerfully to keep our feelings and our thoughts clean. Thoughts like resentments and fear and worry are coupling the worst of our feeling with our most negative of thought, and that's what shapes reality. So moving forward this whole week, we can remember that, of course, we love our good feelings, don't we? But anytime we should be assailed by a storm of negative feeling, it's so terribly importantly, dynamically, crucially important to watch what we're thinking. When we're going through a storm of emotion, it's the thoughts that we will add to those feelings that will either strengthen the old patterns in our brain or build new patterns, new beautiful patterns of experience. Much of modern neuroanatomy has discovered that what does build new neural pathways in our brain is the organic catalyst of what we feel and what we think. And obviously, I could blah, blah, blah about this for a long time, but the principle this week is honor thy mother and thy father. And let's learn to be very prudent, careful, creative, playful, and intelligent about when we're feeling strong feelings, what thoughts we associate with that, and thus give birth to glorious new realities. And we'll play with this dynamic all week long. Have a beautiful day. I'll see you tomorrow.